wherever I go for all of our members. These challenges are incredible. In New Hampshire, strategically, what did they do? They publicly said, the leadership in the state legislature, we are not going to touch collective bargaining. Great. We are going to change section whatever it was, I'm going to make it up, 1B, which is the impasse procedure provision of the law. And we're going to remove the binding arbitration and impasse procedure altogether, and we're going to replace it with the following paragraph. That if the employer and the employee representatives do not come to an agreement, a mutual agreement, on an extension of a contract at the expiration date of a contract, then all employees will revert to at-will status, and the employer will have the unilateral authority to impose any salary, wages, and working conditions they choose. Now, that's not bullshit. And they've been able to vary, you know, when you're talking about messaging, that's why we've got to be on our toes with the media and the message. The public hears, they're saying, we're not going to change collective bargaining. We're not removing collective bargaining. You drill down in the weeds and, you know, what is your neighbor who's a machinist or, you know, whatever, like section what, and the impasse what? This is how insidious this is, how draconian that they can be, and how dangerous this is to our members' future. And so we are fighting back. We've adopted a supplemental budget, and we're not going to be frivolous. And we've been working really hard over the last decade or more in managing your resources well, prudently. We've built some reserve. We've operated in a financially sound environment as a union. But the fact is, I'm approaching this, that this is, in some ways, life or death. And we're not a bank. And our job isn't to build wealth. Our job is to represent our members' interests and to be out there on the front lines fighting for them. And right now, in order to do that, we've got to resource ourselves in a way we never have before. And so we've adopted a supplemental budget. And we're going to spend whatever we need to spend. And when that is all said and done, we'll be at convention in Philadelphia. We'll see where we are. I'm confident that we're going to be fine. But I want to underscore that this is an incredible moment in our history. It's a defining moment. It's a seminal time. And we've got to be ready to do everything we possibly can to ensure that our future is as bright and as bold and productive as it has been over time. With that, I'm just going to leave you with a couple of final thoughts. You know, everything isn't always bad news, bad news. I am proud of our union and the work that we continue to do. If you measure our growth or our slippage during these last 2 years and, well, 2.5 years, since it really began in September of 2008, when we watched the labor movement in general continue to trend down. We watched individual unions experiencing horrendous unemployment and membership losses. When we've watched the market share of unionism in every sector of our society continue to shrink. This AFFA of yours, of ours, God bless you, has continued to find a way to not only hang on, but to actually grow. That in March of 2008, we were 289,500 and change members. And in March of 2011, we were 295,000 and change members. All of this during the most incredibly challenging, difficult times we've ever faced. You've read about, and hopefully not experienced, the number of layoffs all across the U.S. The positions rift, just simply left unfilled. But this union continued to focus on its work, and even as we're fighting these battles, to try to find that solution, to try to use government, to use the legislative and the political process as one tool. And one of those tools was the development of, the establishment, and the resourcing of our SAFER program. A program that said the government has a responsibility to help keep our neighborhoods and communities safe. And through that program, in the last 2 years, we've now been able to bring back 3,572 IAFF members to work that had lost their jobs, had to hang their turnouts up for the last time, go home to their families and face them and say, I lost my job today. And they're now back to work. They're back to work, and an additional 1,400 RIFT positions filled, over 5,000 jobs that we've been able to recreate, putting our members in Elyria and Akron and Flint, Fall River, and on, members that I got an opportunity, an incredible privilege to go in several of those places and meet and look them in the eye and see these young faces with their families and their kids proud again that they're able to go back to work, and proud again to be not only in our profession but to hold an IAFF card. Now, we've been doing some pretty good work at the same time that we're trying to fight all these attacks. All I'll leave you with is that there's a lot of responsibility on every one of your shoulders. Each one of us in this room have taken an oath. In some way or another, we have committed to the members who have given us the authority to be responsible in such a significant way for their lives and their families' lives. That's what you took when you decided to hold office in your local, in this provincial, and certainly at this international. And we're going to continue to operate at a high level. We're going to continue to stay focused. We're going to continue to fight back hard on their behalf. And we're going to continue to do it together. One union, and 2 great countries, almost 300,000 strong. Congratulations on the work that you're doing. Keep focused, and together we'll prevail as we always have. We'll hit the century mark, and we'll hit it bigger and better than ever. Thank you, and God bless.
As always an incredible pleasure. On behalf of the Alberta Firefighters Association, what we did is we made a contribution to the National Kidney Foundation, the New York chapter, which we think is near and dear to your heart, with some ties that you have. And yes, this is just a plaque to commemorate that we did make that donation on your behalf, and we'd like to send that with you.
I appreciate that.
Thank you.
Thank you. New York. First function, I hope I'll see all of you at our first Redmond EMS Combined Conference in August. Also, most of you will probably not realize it's the very first IAFF function in its 94-year history to be held in New York, and 2 weeks before the 10th anniversary of 9/11. So it's going to be an incredible week for us. It's going to be a huge turnout. I hope to see all of you or many of you there. Again, continued great work. God bless all of you.